Very good morning to you. It's 6 o'clock. We're with you all the way through until 9. Richard Madeley and Susanna here from 6:30. First to our... An investigation has been launched by the FA after Hungarian fans clashed with the police at the World Cup qualifier against England at Wembley. It happened as officers tried to arrest a spectator for racially abusing a steward. Well, Jonathan Swain, but this actual clash with the police, that's really ramping it up, isn't it? The Environment Agency says hundreds of people could die in floods in Britain because the country isn't ready for the impact of climate change. In a startling new report, the organisation also warns there will be more droughts in future and a greater demand on water supplies. The government insists it is taking key measures to protect the country from the effects of global warming. Here's Louisa James. The GMB union has told this programme that the national shortage of HGV drivers could disrupt bin collections across the country. It's already led to refuse truck drivers taking strike action in Brighton over changes to their duties and routes. That's caused piles of rotting rubbish to build up across the city. Well, Brighton really is sort of, it's shining a light on what might happen elsewhere. Yeah. Well, Brussels will respond this afternoon to a call from the Brexit Minister Lord Frost for the EU to effectively tear up the Northern Ireland Protocol. The post-Brexit trade rules were designed to prevent a hard border, you'll remember, on the island of Ireland. But Britain says they are excessively rigid. Well, Lucy Hough is in the EU. Aren't particularly impressed, are they? Now, Labour is calling on the Prime Minister to set out what the COP26 climate change talks, which open in Glasgow this month, are expected to achieve. In a speech today, the Shadow Business Secretary, Ed Miliband, warns the world is miles away from where it needs to be on emissions reductions ahead of the UN conference. But big steps forward are being taken in the Orkney Islands, where a tidal-powered turbine is generating electricity, which could supply thousands of homes. Leading the way, then, Juliet. Well, Star Trek actor William Shatner will become the oldest person ever to reach space today. The 90-year-old is blasting off from Texas on a private space flight operated by Blue Origin, the company founded by Amazon boss Jeff Bezos. Here's our North America correspondent, Noel Phillips. Wow. Well, let's take a look at the weather here on Earth. Laura is in the West End this morning with a bit of... now, Good Morning Britain here with you all the way through until 9 o'clock. Richard Madeley and Susanna here from 6:30. First, though, I'll be speaking... First, let's get the news, travel and weather where you are. See you in a minute. Now, the HGV driver shortage has seen supply issues up and down the country, of course, and now it could be contributing to a nationwide rubbish collection crisis too. We saw earlier, didn't we, from Pip Thompson in Brighton. It's one of the worst affected areas with bin worker strike set to continue for another 2 weeks. Joining me now is the National Secretary for the Now, the reality star and entrepreneur Spencer Matthews has just completed one of the world's toughest races, running 156 miles across the Sahara Desert in honour of his late brother, Michael, who tragically lost his life after becoming the youngest Briton ever to climb Mount Everest. And Spencer joins me now. And now Susanna and Richard Madeley will be here in just a moment. First, here's Laura with the weather.
You two. She told me she gets up at what time do you wake? And she said, I just don't sleep. This is the problem. And I said, when I worked...
What went through your mind then? What was it? Was there peace and quiet in your mind in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like
People know you come from a wealthy family and all of that sort of stuff, but out there, I suppose, none of that money matters. It can't help you.
There's no running water. There was no cold water. So because of the heat
and raising lots of money and in honour of your brother, he would be
Thank you very much.